Alright, we are back with round two. Try to get this stuff done and done quickly. I do like to talk, but man, that video was freaking long, and that was only 3 songs. So we're going to try to get this show on the road quickly and get through some of these last songs of a very underrated, awesome album. If you haven't seen the first part of this, click on the card right now, and you can go back to that first video and watch the first 3 songs. I was overly zealous with my reaction, but hey, what can I do? I get too excited when I watch it. Alright, so here we go. Alright, we're going to start with, in my opinion, the best fucking song on this album. This song, even the lyrics are pretty sweet. It was written by Petrucci, and I'm not going to go into all like what the lyrics mean and stuff because I'm not really that big into the lyrics, but the lyrics do top it off for this song as well. I mean, it's basically just like a war kind of Twilight Zone situation where a guy, the main character, like realizes like all these names on the wall. He realizes it was him as the killing hand, and it's just like really, really cool lyrics, deep, although very generic as well, enough to like put your own interpretation to it if you want to, which is kind of what Petrucci's good at when he writes lyrics, is he has an idea and a thought process behind it, but he also leaves it very subjective as well. So again, this song is like kind of long, but at the same time, every time I listen to it, I don't feel like it's long song. So here we go with The Killing Hand. Beautiful start. This song is fucking epic. The first epic Dream Theater song that they ever wrote. Some harmonics by Myung. Love Kevin Moore's like addition of keyboards where it's needed to fill. Good fill, nice monster fill, but not like overdone. Perfectly transitions into this part. Harmonics. Awesome transition right there. I think that's delay. I don't know if he's using delay, but it's got delay like feel to it, and his guitar. Oh, reminds me of Lifting Shadows. That guitar part is perfect. Best harmonies right here. This song is so fucking kick-ass. Beautiful transition right there again. Beautiful transition. Another great fill by Portnoy. I like the keyboards emphasizing that end. Notice the guitar follow that. Risen is the word, and the guitar rose. Beautiful writing. Hammering. That yet was not a good placement of the lyrics, but we'll talk about that later. Kick it. Wow, this is such a fucking badass song. Myung, I've really recognized how trebly Myung's bass is in this whole record. It's very treble sound. It's why you can hear it ring out very clearly. I personally don't like trebly sound. Yes, Kevin. Perfect. Very cheesy 80s, but perfect. Kick it. Double A. Oh. Beautiful, guys. Another beautiful transition, which is why Distance Over Time is reminiscent of this, because I was laughing about how Dream Theater was really into like the breaks into like a slow kind of melodic section. It's going back to this time because here's a slow melodic section. Sounds great there, Charlie. One more name appears? Who is it? Oh, that's the next part. Right here. Okay, right there. We're gonna talk about this at the end. This would be way better with James. That note would have been better with James. Listen to Myung. And how it transitions to this next part is beautiful. Okay, that song is just as good as it gets for Dream Theater. I mean, that is probably the first epic song that Dream Theater put out on a record anyway. That's like in the likes of Nightmare to Remember, Count of Tuscany, where it basically embraces all sides of Dream Theater. You have the progressive, you have some heavy, you have some different time signatures that fit. You have a slow section that's beautiful, and I just think it has everything that. And I agree. I don't think that Dream Theater needs to write every song like this, because if you have every song like this, well then it gets redundant and boring. So I'm not saying that everything needs to sound like this, but this is like, when people say Dream Theater, what is Dream Theater? They've got their, they can do heavy songs, they can do ballads, they can do progressive, but when you get a song that has all of those in one song and it fits perfectly together, when you're taking different styles of music, that is the essence, in my opinion, of Dream Theater and why they're different than every other band. Every other band is mostly heavy, or they're ballad, or they're progressive even, but they're not all of those things, and they like bring them together so perfectly to tell a story. That's Dream Theater's strength. That's why I think they have caught on to so many people, and not everybody can pick, put their finger on it, why they like it so much. And it's mostly musicians, people who go past like the normal day-to-day kind of bar chords of G, D, and F. So the only thing that I would I wouldn't even complain about that song, because I think Charlie sounds good in it, but I definitely think this is a song where James would totally have been better for the song. I think there are parts where Charlie's voice is stronger and more easily digestible than James, specifically in the lower ranges. But when we're talking about the old James, when James was like at his peak and he sounded really good, those high notes like that, like that, if James would have sang that, it would have been powerful, maybe have made me cry. But when Charlie sings it, it just sounds like his higher register is just not as strong as James's. I think Charlie's sounds better more in the lower ranges, and he has that power in the lower ranges, but in that higher range, I think James would have, and a lot of this song, the singing is in that higher range, and that's where James just totally exceeds, or did exceed. But when you get old, what can you do? Your vocal cords can't take it anymore. So that song is just awesome. I could listen to that song any day, and I think it holds the test of time. So now it's time to get to Light the Fuse and Get Away. Another flippin' great song. I mean, so far we're like, what, 5? This is going to be 5 for 5. It's freaking awesome. So here we go. What an awesome beginning. And John Myung's trebly bass, you can really hear. Fill was a little weird. Ooh, that low bass. I love that straight bell. I love that. This is just like a treat to get this from Dream Theater. It's a treat.
Would you like to sit and talk to me about the way things change so suddenly? When your senses come and the feeling goes, and you remember feeling much too close. Stop your hands from shaking, look at me. All your senses racing endlessly, tracing best impressions, so am I. Have you ever been used over this be the first time? It's come so clear to me.
Okay, now that transition is sudden, but I feel like it fits. I think it fits pretty well.
It's a fatal game, and the truth lose everything. I can say what trust and loyalty above for me, falling miles from the mark, with a thirst for revenge and a dangerous heart.
This hi-hat sounds a little weird. Is that a hi-hat?
I'm trying to wash from memory feelings of betrayal and the incidents that plagued me since I lost my sense of humor.
Going back to
Changes now, I'm loving, now I'm losing, keeps me constantly in fear of feeling. You lie alone with the memory, feeling the ceiling and walls closing in on your conscience. My whole life, the guilt, your affliction from preying on praise as you fade out of addiction.
oh, that bass.
Someone told me, like views and get away, no gain, no pain.
No gain, no pain.
You can crawl from the wreckage.
It's like working out.
Say what trust and loyalty among the
In this case, it's relationships.
with a thirst for revenge and a dangerous heart.
Man. Seriously, this is John Myung's best album, I think, for bass parts. It's his best, most creative, awesome bass parts. Yeah, his hi-hat sounds really weird in this song in particular. Nice, Kevin. Very ethereal. Kick it, Petrucci. Ooh. Right back into the chorus, perfect. Now, that was a weird transition, but I love this part. Go up. Light the fuse and get away. No gain, no pain. Or it's the other way around. All right, so again, another freaking awesome song. Now, I will say this. There's two things that I was thinking about as I was listening to this. Number one is that I don't think that this song is as good as Killing Hand. Like it's maybe a point or maybe a point and a half below the Killing Hand. Only because the transitions aren't as smooth. Especially between the verse and the chorus. I said it in the song, but I still think it fits, but just not as clean as like the transitions in the Killing Hand. And there was a bunch of other parts, especially later in the song, where they transition and go into a different part, where the transition's not as clean, but I still love each and every part, but it's just not as clean of transitions. So I think that it loses a point on the total scale of how awesome the song is, but it's still a freaking awesome song to me. And the second thing I was thinking about when I was listening to that song is, I think this is another thing that goes unnoticed about James that people don't give him credit for. I always said, like, man, could you imagine not only having to sing the parts that James sings, but trying to write melodies that fit the fucking time signature changes and craziness that is Dream Theater of the instruments. Like, he is pretty fantastic. I would say, you know, people complained about Untethered Angel and how it, you know, I think a lot of people were on the same page that it just didn't seem to fit as much. But I would say one of the great things about James is how he fits phrases and words. And I know it's not just James, they all kind of work together, but James does this as well, and he talks about how he thinks about melodies in certain interviews. He fits his phrasing very, very well most of the time in their songs. And I would say in The Killing Hand and in this song, you can see a considerable difference between him and Charlie in the way that they emphasize and say their lines and the lyrics. And I think Charlie, and at least maybe if the whole band was doing it then as they are now, they have definitely grown in this aspect, because you can hear how some of the phrasing and melody together doesn't fit quite as nicely in these songs as they do with James. I think since James has been really good from Images and Words on, coming to like bring phraseology, is that a word? I'm gonna say it anyway. Phraseology and to the lyrics and to the music and the melodies, I think fit very well most of the time for James. So I think this song is another epic song, and it's time to move on. Oh. Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, I love John Petrucci's short hair. I don't know why people, or why he doesn't like it so much. It's like the only time he had short hair. But he freaking looks awesome. Sounds okay? Nice, James. God, this song is so fucking good. Oh, nice bend. Oh, watching them do this is fucking pure gold. James sounds great. That guitar run right there is just such a beaut. Who thinks to write that? Like, oh, I'm just gonna write this as like in the middle of a fucking verse, chorus. Ooh, beautiful fill. This live in Budokan video, I think was also Mike Portnoy's height. It was where he was just fucking superb, on time, beautiful parts, very creative. This was the height of Dream Theater, along with score. I love this part. Come on, John, fucking kill it. The drum part behind it is just fucking beautiful. Nice. Come on, Jordan. Oh my God. This is just fucking Jesus Christ come to earth again. I think the score recording is a little bit better, but tomato, tomato. James sounds pretty good. Struggled there a little bit. I spoke too soon. Fucking hell yes. So I wanted to show the video of them doing it in score, on the score release, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I wonder if that song on score is completely blocked or something, because it had all of the other videos, but there was like 2 or 3 score videos that were deleted. So maybe they just like, I don't know, the person who uploaded it deleted them, or maybe they got blocked or something like that, but I couldn't find the score video of this song anywhere. So I had to, I don't know if this is live at Budokan. It looks like they're all wearing the same stuff, but I know when they go on tour, they all wear the same shit almost every night anyway. So, but like I said, I think this song sounded almost as good as score. Score sounds more produced, a little better production than this, but I mean, their playing was just freaking amazing, as always. So this song, I think, is number 2 on this album. I think The Killing Hand is first, and I think this song is second. It's just, all the transitions fit perfectly. There's some dynamic, like transition to like fast and technical kind of stuff, and then it goes into a small break that's slow, just to get you ready to shit your pants. When Petrucci does his awesome solo that transitions right into a Petrucci Jordan solo harmonization. fuck, what more can you want, man? This is just, like, this song is badass. And they played it all the way up through score. The only thing that I just can't understand is why they never play Killing Hand. I think I heard someone say a reason before, but I can't remember what the reason was of why they didn't play Killing Hand. But I think Killing Hand would be one of those great songs to bring back and play, but they've hardly ever played that song on tour. And out of all the concerts, I've been to literally 15, 16 concerts of Dream Theater in my time, and I've never heard the Killing Hand played live, and I just wish that I could. Now, honestly, it's kind of too late for that because I don't think James' voice is up to par enough to handle that song, but I wish, you know, in 2005, 2000, I could have heard them play the Killing Hand with James just absolutely melting my face. Alright, trying to move on because this is getting long again. Peace. Okay, I think this song is number 3 on the album. This song is fucking epic too. This is like Killing Hand, but not as long. Reminds me of the keys in the car. Reminds me of Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory. At the end, it's like he's getting back in the car, going home. Oh, this song is freaking awesome. Again, harmonics, awesome bass parts from John Myung. Oh. Very harmonic, very astronomical. And then, when it kicks in, fuck yes. Da-da, da-da. I love this part. That change from straight to upbeat is fucking awesome. Just something small. Upbeat. Downbeat. Nice building. Oh, this song is fucking awesome. How can you people not like When Dream and Day Unite? Such an underrated album. Kick it. Fucking rock.
Watching my window, I was there like a child. As the roadway lights misguided my mind through the night. A shadow of minutes, we were racing away. My hands out the wheel, my eyes tried to hold their place.
Here we go. Beautiful transition.
There must have been a time when I thought that you were watching. It had to be when my senses lost control. I thought I slipped away. I thought I could still feel us moving.
chorus is one of the best choruses on the album. Here we go. Sorry, it doesn't go into the chorus the first time. Oh, the hi-hat. Into the pre-chorus. Here we go. It's like building you to the chorus so well. Here we go. Oh. One of the best choruses. Oh. Oh, so freaking bad ass. I think I said badass like a million times throughout this listening. I think this is one of Petrucci's best solos on this album. Listen. Right there. Rolling. Fast, ripping shit, and then also melodic. Best of Petrucci solos on this album. The chorus, I want to say, sounds like from Rocky IV again. Just listen to it. It's like when he's training for the Russian fight, right here. It's like Rocky's like doing his sit-ups. This should have been in Rocky IV. Epic. So I want you to go back and I want you to watch Rocky IV because it's a great movie. It's probably it's probably my favorite Rocky movie. 1 and 2 were kind of boring. 3 was pretty good. 4 was the best. In 4th grade, I got myself a cut just like Ivan Drago because of that movie. Showed you how much I liked it. And Rocky V was pretty good too. If you go back and watch when he's training for the Russian and he's doing those, like he's like lifting the thing with them inside the cart, with them inside the cart, and when he's doing like sit-ups from the top, and he's like, the music during that time should have been Those Who Helped to Set the Sun. I'm telling you, it should be that song because That chorus part is exactly perfect for that movie. But anyway, I think that is one of the best choruses on this album. I think it is the best chorus on this album. And I think the placement of the lyrics, the placement of the tones, the melodies all fit perfectly. And the hi-hat work that Portnoy does on this song is definitely sweet. So, and I think his fills is an example, specifically on this song, is an example of why his fills and his writing parts for drums just fit the songs beautifully. All right, so we have one more to go, and then we're gonna be done. So this time we're gonna watch another video to end the show. This is live at Budokan. They're only a matter of time rendition later. I haven't watched this on Budokan for a long, long time, so we'll see what we're gonna get. Man, Petrucci's hair looks so cool like that. I wish he'd go back to that. You can really hear Myung. Go Jordan. Woo! Man, his drums sound so freaking good. When he does that stuff, it just sounds so tight. Nice job, James. I mean, this is a mouthful. The one thing I don't like about this song, one of the things I don't like about this song, this part's rocking, is there's too much to say in the lyrics. It's like, you have to like spit it out too fast. It makes the singing more like talking. Love this part. Boom, boom. Yeah, see, you can tell this was written in this era, because back to what I said before, the lines and the lyrics just are not fitting that well. Day unite. Love the bass parts though. by far the best bass parts John Myung ever wrote. Every single song is just amazing. James's hair, Jesus. Big loogie spit there by Portnoy. Sounds like the part in Yetse Jam. The outros of Dream Theater. See, it's starting calm. Build. Here we go. James is like, when's this gonna end? Alright, so, yeah, out of the whole album, that song is my least favorite song. It's still a pretty good song, but yeah, it's definitely the least. I think that would be my last song on the album. It's like the only song I think on the whole album that's just like, eh. Which we'll talk about in a second. Okay, we finally made it through the whole album, and even though it took a really, really long time, I'm not like tired of the music, but that did take a while. So it's very interesting when I think about, and after listening to this whole album again, how awesome this album is. I mean, just freaking awesome. And as I was saying in another review, I think it was after Untethered Angel, and then Fall Into the Light was second, and then third was Paralyzed. After listening to those three singles after they dropped, I said in those reviews, and you can go back to those reviews if you want, just click on the card. And I said in those views, like, I noticed that kind of after Portnoy left, the albums, and even when Portnoy was here, it started kind of going like that, which is why I think Portnoy wanted to leave, or at least take a break. He didn't want to leave, he wanted to take a break. But his break was like 5 years, which is way too long. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject. But I felt like from the beginning, like when Dream and Day Unite, Images and Words, Awake, it was that there would be, out of 10 songs, there would be like 8 or 9 that were freaking awesome songs, and maybe 1 or 2 or at the most 3 that were just kind of like, eh. or just really good songs but not incredible songs. And I feel like since, you know, lately, the last several albums, it's been kind of like there have been 2 or 3 badass songs and then some like 5 or 6 songs or good songs and maybe 1 or 2 songs. And this is a perfect example of that. Now again, this is my bias and my thinking, but I would say on this whole album, every single song is incredible. They're just awesome freaking songs, and there's only one song that is good to and that's the last one, Only a Matter of Time. So I was looking at these and I was thinking, like, how could I rate them in order of the ones I like the most? And after like 1 or 2, it's like really hard because they're all really, really good. So if I have to rate these, I would say, as I said before, number 1 is The Killing Hand. That's the best song on this album, and it's just freaking awesome. Number 2 would have to be Afterlife. Afterlife is a freaking sick song, and I already said why. Number 3, I would give to A Fortune in Lies. I think that's just a freaking amazing song too. And those, I would say Killing Hand and Afterlife are really close, and then A Fortune in Lies is like a half a step below those two. And then after that, I have to give it to Yetse Jam. I think Yetse Jam is a sweet instrumental, and it's up there with A Fortune in Lies. After Yetse Jam, I would have to say The Ones Who Set the Sun, which is really close. See, these are so close. They're all freaking awesome. This is hard to do. Then Light the Fuse and Getaway, Status Seeker. Light the Fuse and Getaway, Status Seeker to me are pretty much on the same exact level almost. And finally, coming in last would be Only a Matter of Time, which I think for me, Only a Matter of Time is a couple points below all the rest of the songs. But for all the rest of the songs, the difference between A Killing Hand, which was my first, and then my 7th, which was Status Seeker and Light the Fuse and Getaway, the difference between those would be half a point, maybe a point at the most. Those are, I mean, literally 7 out of the 8 songs in this album are killer, absolutely killer. And I wish this album would get more love. And when I think about the recording, I think part of the recording is why I like it, because it's obvious that the recording is not, I mean, if you were to compare this recording to the recent Distance Over Time recording, it's night and day. But this was also 30 years ago. I actually like the raw sound of this album. Like, I do feel like the single coil Ibanez sounds good. I think John Myung's bass, even though I don't like treble bass as much, I think his parts sound really out there and easy to understand and hear. I love all of it. Like, I think this album is sweet, and I definitely think it's in the top 5 of Dream Theater's all-time albums. So maybe later, after I do some more albums or something, I'll do like my personal top 5 or top 10 Dream Theater albums that they have. But that can be later. So finally, if I have to give this a score, the whole album like a score, if you haven't heard of my other videos, I already explained this, but quickly, I don't believe in tens. I rate albums and I rate things in the same way that I rate girls. I don't think there's a 10, a perfect girl out there that looks that freaking hot. So there are no 10s. That's your unicorn. So for me, like a 9 is like freaking hot. I can't remember the last time I gave a 9 to a girl. So if I give you an 8, I think an 8's pretty solid. You're pretty good looking. 5 would be like average. So for this album, I would say I would give this album like an 8.7. 8.7 is what I would give this album. It's, again, in the top 5, so if you think about the other albums, you're getting in on the 9s, 9.5s maybe. I don't know if I can go above a 9.5. So an 8.7 should be a recording and an album that more Dream Theater fans respect and acknowledge. And I hope that this kind of review gets people to go back and listen to it again and really realize how amazing this album was, regardless. And I hope that they, every once in a while, bring back some of these songs and bring back The Killing Hand. Just once, bring back The Killing Hand. Would love to hear that again with maybe like a pitch perfect help for James when it comes to live recording. So hopefully you like this. I know it was long again. And so we'll, try to get to some other videos and other content coming soon. So as always, please like and subscribe to help this channel and to help me continue doing this if you like it. So it's been fun. Captain is out.